Today we're going through the top 10-ish things that I will absolutely never spend money on again, coming from somebody who was an excessive shopaholic and massive impulsive buyer for about 2 decades. I have wasted tens upon tens of thousands of dollars on useless stuff, most of which has now been decluttered from my life. But these are categories or items that I am just vehemently opposed to spending money on now. But if you had asked me this 2 years ago, I would have definitely purchased these items right away without thinking about it. So let's get into it. Number one is the hobby burst. I am somebody who gets really sucked into things. Like once I want to learn about something or learn how to do something or even buy something, I go down a rabbit hole and try to learn as much as I possibly can, which means I have throughout my years jumped from hobby to hobby to hobby to hobby. And the problem is that I always thought that I needed the best of everything to start the hobby. I never started it using the free version, whatever that was, because I get so obsessed and focused on things that I was always so certain that this is the thing that I'm gonna stick with long term. I'm gonna have this hobby for years. I'm gonna become a master at it. It's gonna be my thing. The problem is that it never was. My pattern, which was consistent, and every partner I've had has pointed this out, it is very predictable. I used to find something I really liked, buy the most expensive thing to do it for anywhere from 1 to 6 months until I feel like I got a handle on it, and then I would get bored of it and move on to the next thing. So a few examples was probably about 5 years ago, I wanted to get into photography. And so I decided I needed a very expensive camera. I bought a Canon camera. Mind you, I had zero clue on cameras. I didn't even really know how to work my iPhone camera, let alone a massive DSLR camera. But I was like, I'm gonna get into photography. I'm gonna learn how to do this so well. I bought a lens. I wanna say it was about $2,500, a telescopic lens. It was a great lens, but I definitely didn't need it. And then I paid for an in-person course on how to learn photography and take photos. And I think that was like $1,500. So I'm learning. And then I would wake up at like 4 a.m. and go take sunset photos, which worked for a little while. I really enjoyed it. But after about 4 months, the camera and the lens got put away. I kind of forget what I learned in the class, and then I moved on to the next thing. And that camera came in handy once in a great while, but not for the cost at all. What I should have done is watched a lot of YouTube videos and learned a lot about it, and maybe rented a camera and rented a lens for a few days or a week to figure out if this is something that I could stick with. Another example is I wanted to get into pole fitness, and I was convinced I was gonna be a master at pole fitness, and I was gonna swing around that pole because it looks so fun on any short form video you see or in Pinterest. It just looks like they're light and airy, and it looks like a lot of fun. So I was like, I'm gonna be a pole fitness master. And so I buy a pole, and it cost me like $1,000. This was about 2.5 years ago. In fact, I still have the pole downstairs sitting in the garage, and my boyfriend, every single time, like every few months, my boyfriend's like, are we gonna get rid of this pole? I'm not even sure I'm gonna get rid of it. Maybe I'll take it back up, I don't know. But anyway, what I should have done, so I bought the pole, then I went and took a few classes, because I was like, I'm gonna have the pole at home, I'll go take the classes, and then I'll go practice it at home. I should have just taken a few classes, figured it out that I wasn't gonna do it every night, and save myself the thousands of dollars. And this can apply to anything. If you think about, if you wanna get into fitness, instead of buying all of the matching sets from Lululemon or Athleta or wherever, use what you have and then figure out if this is something that you will stick with. And this is just like a small fraction. There's thousands of dollars that I've wasted on hobbies. Another thing is that if I had started this YouTube channel on any other topic other than getting out of debt and budgeting, because I was so committed when I first sat down to film my first video that I didn't want to spend any more money, I didn't buy anything for this YouTube channel because of that. If this had been any other situation, any other time, any other topic, what I would have done, my pattern, is that I would have gone out and bought the best microphone. I would have bought a camera and a lens. I would have bought studio lighting. I would have made sure I had everything in place. The smart thing I did finally, because I decided I didn't want to spend any more money, is that I had a microphone already, and I just propped up my iPhone in front of a window, which I'm sitting in front of right now, and just talked to camera. And I still, like to this day, I would still like some studio lighting, but I just don't want to buy it. I don't want it in my space. I don't care if it's $20 or $200. I don't want to buy it. Okay, so all of that to say, hobby jumping. No more will I buy the props before the practice. The practice will always come first. If I ever want to try something new, I will do everything in my power to try it and do it for free for a very long time to make sure I'm committed to this before I go on and buy the stuff. Next one is anything with a visible designer logo. I am like a hard no on anything with a logo now. Louis Vuitton, I think, is it Louis Vuitton? Why? I can never say that right. And I've purchased many of their things in the past and I still can't say it right. And I think I've been made fun of on this channel for not saying it right. I have cat hair on my mouth. They just announced a collaboration with Pat McGrath. I think it's the most expensive lipstick to come out to date. And I think one lipstick costs $160, which is so stupid. But if this was me 2 years ago, I would have purchased that lipstick because it's Pat McGrath, Louis Vuitton, and I'm like, for sure, this has to be the most amazing lipstick. It's definitely not. I can already tell you for sure without trying it, it's probably a good lipstick. It's probably nice. They probably have great colors. It is not such a game-changing lipstick that it will completely change your face in any drastic way. I am so against any branding on me now that I am taking, I'll show you. I just did a declutter and that video will come out at some point soon. But these two shoes stayed in my closet because honestly, they are the best. This is a Louis Vuitton shoe, both of them. They are by far the best shoe I've ever owned. This color is the perfect nude. I've never found anything close to this. The heel height is absolutely perfect. I think that this is an old style. I don't even think that they make this anymore because all of their heels now seem to be really high. The toe box is perfect. So these definitely made it through my declutter because they're just the best and the most comfortable. But I hate this red. I despise this red so much that I'm taking these to my shoe guy. And here's the thing is like, I purchased these for the red. To be honest with you, when I purchased these shoes a while ago, I think these are like 3 years old at this point. When I purchased these, I purchased them because they had the red bottom, which is stupid. But I'm so opposed to any wearable design or logo now. I don't want to have any branding on me. So I'm going to take these to my cobbler, and have him remove the red and just go fully black. And then also there are 1 or 2 pair of shoes that did not make it through my declutter and they will probably be sold, and they are Louis Vuittons in pretty good condition. And I'm just like, not only do I not wear them a lot, but I just don't want any designer. I'm getting rid of my Burberry shirt with any Burberry logo. I am so vehemently against a logo now that I have a few white button-up shirts, like this is a dress, but like this, and it's a Ralph Lauren, and it has just it's a white shirt and it has a little white embroidered design logo on the right side. It's very minimal, it's very light, you can hardly see it. I don't even like to wear that. I like the shirt itself, so I'm keeping it for a little while, but at some point I will replace it with something that has zero logo. All of that to say, literally anything with a logo that is clearly a designer of some kind. There are designer pieces I really do enjoy. They are good quality, some of them, but I will not wear anything so that the outward public can see what I'm wearing. No. Coffee table books. Part of my declutter included a ton of books. A lot of them were books that I always thought I would pick up again and read because they were great, and I never did. And it kind of hurt to give them away, but I'm like, I'm just not going to go back to them. And if I am, I will either get them from the library or download them from the Kindle, one of the two. But the coffee table books specifically, I did not realize how many thick coffee table books I had. Some were like designer, architectural digest, fashion type of books. Some were from my phase when I was really hardcore vegan and into like no animal cruelty at all. I still am, but I wanted my whole life to embody that. There was a time when I was obsessed with Humans of New York, and Humans of New York came out with one or a few books, and I purchased those for the coffee table. Anyway, I had a ton of coffee table books, and I'm like, there's no, I want to have zero. I want less is more. And I just think that books, unless there's something that you're actually going to pick up and read consistently, which we usually don't do with coffee table books. Yes, they look nice, but unnecessary, not buying them. Anything that is a favorite from an influencer. Literally anything. I think I've said this in another video, and I will probably say it in future videos because I think that this is worth reiterating over and over and over again. If I see a product, a service, whether it's skincare or makeup or shoes or clothing, home decor, it does not matter. If I see something pushed by multiple influencers over and over again, if I see in an ad, or if I see something in a creator's favorite, it does not matter. I am not buying it. No, especially if I see it multiple times in multiple videos by different creators. There is absolutely no way I'm buying it. Just out of principle now, because I have spent so much money buying things based off of influencers' recommendations. Mainly more so YouTube creators than like TikTok or Instagram. I just watched a short form video today on Tati Westbrook, and I don't know if you know who she is, but she still kind of is a pretty big influencer on YouTube. She does makeup. She's always been known for makeup hauls. She was posting like 5 days a week for years. And so there was a video because she used to own a company called Halo Beauty. There was a big lawsuit. She has since moved away from that company. And so that company is not under her ownership anymore, but is coming out new products. And it just brought me back because I remember purchasing 2 or 3 products from Halo Beauty. They were vitamins or supplements over and over again consistently for like a year and a half because of her. I purchased so many things because of her. All of my expensive skincare, all of my expensive makeup I purchased on her recommendation. And I don't want to say that it's wrong. It's my fault. She can do whatever she wants to do. I was easily persuaded because I liked her. And honestly, we tend to look at influencers more like peers, like they're believable, like they're a friend. It sounds like a friendly recommendation. It is way more trustworthy than it would be if you saw somebody famous recommending it or you saw it in an article. When an influencer is recommending it, especially somebody that you've built a parasocial relationship with, it feels like it is genuine and authentic. And it probably was for her, but I didn't need a quarter of the stuff I purchased. I purchased La Prairie moisturizer because of Tati, because she loved it. And honestly, it was a great moisturizer, but I did not need a almost $400 moisturizer. Yeah, stupid. All that to say, anything I see pushed by influencers and creators, they might genuinely like it. It might be the best thing in their opinion, but I'm going to say a hard pass. Online classes. Not buying online classes. I've spent personally well over $10,000, on courses that either were not worth it or I did not finish. My fault, but did not need, really. This goes back to the hobby thing too. The only way I will purchase a course right now is if that information is so hard to find through reading articles, through ChatGPT or Gemini or pick your AI, or through YouTube videos. And I'll give you 2 examples. The one course that I do not regret was a course for, I manage Google Ads and Microsoft Ads on the side, and we have to track it through analytics. Without getting complicated, there's a method for tracking it. And I watched endless videos for months on YouTube, and I could not get a handle on this. I could not figure it out. I really tried. And so I was like, I'm just gonna buy this course. And this thing, not only do they have a huge community, sorry, my ankle, I sprained my ankle, so now I have an ankle wrap. Not only do they have a huge community, but the support for the teachers was great. And I learned so much from this course. I do not regret it. I use it every single week because I have lifetime access to it. And I was able to learn what I had to do in a very short period of time. So if I cannot find the information, I think that's the only way I will go and buy another course. The other thing, not to get too into the weeds here, but I've always had a dream of starting, this is like way out of left field, so I'll make this short. I've always had a dream of starting a dog hiking business, like going on adventure hikes with a pack of dogs. And I'm really getting to a point now, I'm not doing it right now, but I keep thinking like, why am I not doing this? The only person standing in my way is me. I just have to set myself up financially to do it. But it is actually possible to do something like this. But I can't find information, like the nitty gritty on how to do it, how to, like the insurance part and keeping the dogs together and the training and, you know, there's so much that goes into it, and I can't find this information. I can find it on dog walking or dog sitting, but I can't find it on adventure hikes with a pack of dogs. So there's one creator that is building a class on how he does it. And he has a big following. He's been doing it for a long time. I follow him on Instagram. He's great. I love his videos. And I reached out and I was like, can I pay you for a consultation? I just need to learn how to do this. And he's like, I've had a few people reach out, so I'm building a course right now to give you all the information, and then I will be available after to answer any further questions. So that is also something that I will probably purchase because that information does not seem to exist. Very minimally. So I want to make sure that I'm really set up and understand before I fully dive in, if I dive in. But other than that, most of this stuff like starting a YouTube channel or learning digital marketing or starting social media or learning how to cook, or there's so many things that people are interested in. And I get emails from people all the time like, can you tell me about how to start a YouTube channel? Can you help me with digital marketing? Like I get questions all the time. And that's not really relevant to this channel, so I can't really make a lot of videos on it, but these are questions that can easily be answered through a search in ChatGPT or any AI platform and through watching YouTube videos. Even TikTok. Like I know that we kind of get on TikTok on this channel. I show the really bad side of TikTok on this channel, but TikTok can be used for good. Their algorithm is so good that if you just want to pick up a skill or learn something, just search for that thing and you'll be fed more and more information. You can learn so much on TikTok. There is a lot of good that can come out of it. If you're just scrolling, wanting to shop, looking at influencers, that's one thing. But if you want to learn how to use a camera or cook or become a vegan or roller skate or surf, like there's so many things, you can really learn a lot in a short amount of time. That felt so long-winded that I don't even know where I was at. Where was I? Oh yeah, so courses, no. Hard pass. Meal subscriptions, not doing it. And I have been tempted. I've tried quite a few meal subscriptions. I've tried, I think, Factor. I've tried Purple Carrot. I have tried Sakara. I have gone on and off Sakara a few times, and which is expensive. I don't remember exactly the price, but I even thought about getting back into meal subscriptions about 6 months ago. I looked at the price per week. I want to say it was like $250 per week. And I looked at what I was spending per week, and it was like, it went anywhere from $85 to like $110 I was spending on groceries. I'm like, no. I hate cooking. I hate prepping. I hate it. But it's not worth it. It's just too much money. Now, if you're spending a lot on groceries and you don't have the time to meal prep and you find that a meal prep service is less expensive, cool. But for me, it doesn't make sense. And even though I've been tempted so many times to go back, just like bite the bullet, just do your grocery shopping once a week and meal prep that 1 or 2 hours, suck it up and save your money. Any wellness fad, I am not jumping into. I'm like, there's something interesting that's happened. Now, I'll probably touch on this a little more in my budget video, but I am having actually a really hard time spending money on things that I don't normally spend money on, down to vitamins. And so there's always another wellness fad, whether it is a type of water bottle, whether it is a type of coffee drink or green juice drink or energy drink, mushroom powder, collagen coffee. There is always another wellness trend and they never die. And I used to fall into so many of them. And now I think I'm actually taking it too far, where my boyfriend was even telling me this morning, he's like, you should really get back into taking an iron pill because I'm usually anemic, and taking a multivitamin. I'm like, I don't want to buy it. I don't want it in my space. I don't want to spend money on it. Don't want to. Like I'm really I'm struggling on purchasing things that I probably should consider buying, but I just don't want to. At least in the headspace that I am right now, I just feel like if I'm exercising daily, if I'm walking daily, if I'm doing my best to get enough fruits and vegetables and protein, and I'm trying my best to get enough sleep, I think that that is sufficient. And so I don't need any other special type of drink or pill or powder. I'm just not doing it. Like no wellness trend. Not doing a wellness trend. Anything wellness, I'm like, no. Decorative storage bins. Not doing it. I just decluttered quite a few decorative storage containers or jars, and I also had some mirror with some diamond things on it, and basically it was just this round thing. It was pretty, and I used to put all my skincare and perfume on it to display, and I got rid of all of it. There's no sense. I'm now to the point where I don't even want to buy, and this is pretty bad, I don't even want to buy a liner for my bathroom drawer so things can stop slipping, because in my mind, I'll buy more fabric than I need, and then that fabric will sit in a space and take up space, and at some point it'll get decluttered. I didn't even want to buy this ankle wrap because I knew that once I was done using it, I would feel bad throwing it away, and then it would take up space. But my boyfriend bought it anyway, and I'm glad he did because I couldn't go on without it. If I need a storage bin to legitimately store things, hopefully I don't. Hopefully I can just declutter it and not buy it again. But if I do, that's one thing, but nothing decorative to store something pretty in any way. And then nothing seasonal. I'm not buying any seasonal lip colors or any seasonal clothing unless I absolutely need it, but I'm 99.9% confident I don't. No seasonal home decor. I'm just not doing any of it. There's just no point. It is another way for all of these companies and influencers to a certain extent to sell us things because the season is changing. And I'm not gonna lie, I live in New England and we have really nice seasons. We have a great fall here. And you do kind of feel like as we get into September and October, it's not cold yet, it's still really nice. And you get into that mode where you want, fires and cider and warmth and lattes and apple candles. You kind of get in that mode, but I'm not doing it because it's a waste. So anything seasonally, whether it is home stuff, makeup, or clothing, I'm gonna pass on it for sure. And that's what I am no longer spending, or rather wasting money on. And honestly, I can't believe that I'm still shocked. I thought about this on the way home today. I'm still so surprised at the turnaround I've had. And I think I'm actually going too much the opposite way, where I really don't want to buy anything. But I'd rather be this way than the way that I was before. And I look at my list now, and all of that stuff I absolutely would have purchased. I would have spent at least a few $1,000s within the next 6 months on some items within those categories without thinking about it. That's my list. I would love to know what you are not buying or no longer spending money on. Let's all de-influence each other. And I appreciate you stopping by, and I will see you in the next one. Okay.